Warm welcome to CA Raja classes and thank you so much for joining this mini and micro webinar. Before we get into the discussion, let me just take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. I am CA N Raja, a chartered accountant by qualification, a teacher and trainer by passion, and teacher for 3 lakh plus students worldwide. I started my career as a banker with State Bank of India. Then after a period of 4 years, I got into CA practice. I had my practice for 7.5 years. But I realized my calling is teaching. I started focusing on teaching and training. And today, with the blessings of God, we have 3 lakh plus students worldwide. So now it's time for us to get into the session.
This case is related to internal accruals as margin for a term loan project. Have a look at this. X Limited is taking up following project. So they are investing on land. Let's say the figures are in crores. Land 1 crore, building 3 crores, plant and machinery 6 crore. Contingency is 0.45 crore, so the total cost is 10.45. They have requested a term loan of 7.32 crore and the balance is supposed to come from them as margin, and they say that they are going to meet the margin out of internal accruals. Internal accruals are nothing but the cash profits. Okay, so cash profits 3.14 crore, so that makes 10.45. And you also have additional information that this firm, that is X Limited, is having a repayment obligation of 1.5 crore for existing loans. The breakup is interest of 0.5 crore and principal of 1 crore. And you also have information about their estimated profit after tax and dividend is 3 crore. Okay, estimated depreciation is 2.5 crore. This is both on the existing asset as well as the new project asset. Then the proposed loan is repayable in equal installments over a period of 8 years. Okay, you are required to comment on acceptability of internal accruals as margin for project, whether this internal accruals can be accepted or not. Okay, so how would you take that decision? First of all, find out what is their total internal accruals. How do you find out the total internal accrual? Take what is their profit after tax and dividend. With that, add back depreciation being a non-cash item, add back interest also. That will give you what is their gross internal accruals. From that, if you deduct this 3.14 crore, which is going to be used as a margin, you will get your net internal accrual, and it is that net internal accrual available for servicing the existing loan of 1.5 crore as well as the proposed loan. Okay, proposed loan plus interest. So let's do that exercise. Look at this computation of internal accrual. We are given what is profit after tax and dividend, 3 crore. So we had that information here. Then we are adding back this depreciation of 2.5 crore being a non-cash item, and we want to know what is the profit before paying the interest, right? So we should add the interest on existing term loan. This is the interest on existing term loan, and interest on proposed term loan is nothing but 7.32 into 12%. Okay, right. And here I am making an assumption that the loan is availed in the beginning and the project is ready. Okay, right. So interest on existing loan is added and interest on proposed loan is also added. Now you get what is the gross internal accruals, which is 6.88 crore. Okay, now listen. We have to check whether internal accruals can be used as margin for this project or not. Just now we have computed the gross internal accruals as 6.88 crore. From that, let us deduct what is going to be utilized as margin for the project. 3.14 crore is going to be utilized. It means the net internal accrual is 3.74 crore. Okay, so this is what available for servicing the loan. Right. What is their existing repayment obligation? Put together it is 1.5 crore. What is the proposed repayment obligation? 7.32 crore divided by 8 years. So you will get your annual repayment plus the interest. So let's capture that here. Existing loan plus interest is 1.5 crore. Proposed loan principal is 0.91. That's nothing but the total loan amount divided by 8 years. And proposed loan interest for the first year is 0.88, and that makes 3.29 crore. So 3.74 crore is the sources available and 3.29 crore is the obligations, that is uses. And now if you calculate 3.74 divided by 3.29, you get gross DSCR. 3.74 divided by 3.29 gives gross DSCR as 1.14 times. Of course, the ratio is greater than 1, but most of the banks, they have their minimum DSCR, gross DSCR as 1.5, and public sector banks, they insist it at 1.75 level. So here the DSCR is only 1.14. So because of that reason, we have to say no for utilizing the margin. Okay, utilizing the internal accruals as margin for the project. And not only that, there is another issue. The other issue is they are saying they will use internal accrual at 3.14. This is something which they can get when the business makes a full year profit, right? So when they function for full year, they'll be able to make cash profit of 6.88 crore. But when the project is going to be implemented, that information we don't have here. Okay, so if I say the project is implemented somewhere in the mid, then there will be corresponding changes. Probably we'll work out that also. With some modification, I'll take up this. I have taken the case here, same information, but there are two additional things. One, assumption is loan availed on the beginning of the year, and the second assumption is project to be completed in 6 months. These two assumptions were not there earlier when we discussed. Okay, so if the loan is availed in the beginning of the year, let's say it is availed on 1st April, and the project got to be completed in 6 months, that is 30th September. In that case, we have to look at it more with reference to that first 6 months period, how they will manage the margins. Because the margin is 3.14 crore. Whether they will have sufficient margin at that point and whether they'll be able to service their existing loans, both have to be taken into consideration. So let's look at the calculation. Look at this. Here we are computing the internal accrual. So this is the profit after tax and dividend information which we did this. Then we added depreciation, we added interest on existing term loan, we added interest on proposed term loan. So this gave annual figure of 6.44 crore. This 6.44 crore is the annual cash accrual. Okay, but we are more concerned about the first 6 months period when the project is implemented, how they will manage the margin, how they will service their existing loans. Look at this. If this is for 12 months, we can find out what is the internal accrual for 6 months. I've just taken this figure divided by 2, so 3.22. And we are saying the margin of 3.14 will be fully met out of internal accruals. So if I deduct the margin 3.14 from this 3.22, what is left over is only 0.08. This is the only source available now. But if you look at the obligation side, on the existing loan plus interest, it is 1.5 crore. So for 6 months, I have taken 0.75 crore. Of course, the proposed loan interest or principal does not arise in this first 6 months period. So it is 0.75 obligation and 0.08 resources. And if I calculate gross DSCR, it will be 0.11. What is the minimum DSCR we say? It's like 1.5, 1.75, and here it is 0.11, absolutely not acceptable. Okay, some of you might still have doubt like why I'm considering this, because the first 6 months period where there is no interest on proposed term loan. Okay, I agree with you. If that is the case, in case if I remove this, okay, if I delete this, let's see what happens. If I delete this, I get the internal accrual as 3 crore and I have to take half of it. Then if I look at it from that angle, it will be even more a different figure. But the reason why I have taken this interest on proposed term loan is that we started with profit after tax and dividend estimated for the year, that is for the full year. So in that process, the interest on existing term loan, and here if you notice this figure I have calculated like this, 7.32 into 12% divided by 2. It means I have taken only for 6 months. Okay, so this 6 months interest would have been deducted while arriving at this profit after tax, so which ideally we should add back now. Okay, so it makes sense to add back. So 6.44 is the annual position and 6 months position this is, and if we use this substantially for meeting the margin, then nothing will be available for meeting the existing loan repayment obligation, and because of that, if they become a defaulter, it will eventually affect the proposed project also. So answering the question whether the internal accruals can be used as margin for this project, the answer should be straight no.
Thank you for watching this webinar. I am sure you have derived value from this webinar. And if you wish to learn more, I have some good opportunity for you. What is that? Check out.
It is this Credit and Financial Analysis Mastery course exclusively designed for bankers and for those who want to have bankers' point of view. This is a course which we have developed after a detailed analysis, a thorough discussion with several hundreds of bankers and finance professionals. We have identified what is their exact requirement when it comes to SME and corporate credit and financial analysis. In this mastery bundle, I'm going to give you access to various courses. To start with, we have course number 1, Basics of Credit Analysis. In this course, we have explained the basics of credit analysis through various sections, section 1 to 9. Next comes course number 2, that is how to read balance sheet. In this course, we have explained what is balance sheet, how to read them, how to approach them by using real life financial statements. Then comes course number 3, how to do financial ratio analysis like a banker. In this course, we have explained all critical ratios that are analyzed by the bankers, and we have also explained through case studies. Then we have course number 4, how to do cash flow analysis. So through this course you will understand what is cash flow analysis, how to do a typical cash flow analysis. We have used case studies, and reference to Ind AS is also included in this course. Then we have course number 5, that is how to do fund flow analysis. This is a critical financial analysis tool, and in this course you will learn what is fund flow statement, how to analyze them from banker's angle, how to prepare fund flow statement from academic angle as well. So overall 5 courses, each 1499. So aggregate price should be 7495, but you are not going to pay that. For you, it's just rupees 2499 for 1 year access, or rupees 4999 for lifetime access. And it is not yet over, you have some more bonus. Bonus is course number 6, how to carry out credit risk rating for non-trading entities. These are all the topics covered in this course. Then course number 7, it is how to carry out credit risk rating for trading entities. Not yet over. You also have access to course number 8, that is how to prepare CMA report for bank loans. It's a comprehensive course which will run for 8 plus 5 hours, and you will learn entire CMA report preparation process. And course number 9, how to prepare cash budget for bank loans. Course number 10, how to assess fund-based working capital. So in this course you will understand what is working capital, what are working capital credit facilities and how to assess them, what are the key ratios that are related to working capital, and what are the additional key analysis that will be done by bankers on working capital matters. You will get a comprehensive understanding of cash credit, export finance, and there are certain on-demand videos as well. So 5 plus 5, 10 courses of value close to 15,000 rupees, but you are going to get it for 1 year access rupees 2499, lifetime access rupees 4999. Not yet over. You are going to get access to the 11th course, how to assess non-fund based credit facility. So in this course you will learn about letter of credit, bank guarantee, its assessment as well. Then comes course number 12, how to do term loan appraisal and assessment, because it's a complex process with a lot many technicalities. So this course covers all in detail. And course number 13, basic elements of loan proposal. So how a typical loan proposal will be, what are the basic elements that are covered in this course. And we have course number 14, case study on credit analysis. Various case studies based on practical experience and discussion with various bankers and finance professionals are included in this course. And course number 15, this is about collateral securities, where you get knowledge about collateral securities. So overall it's 15 courses of value close to 22,485. It's 1,000 plus lectures. You can subscribe for 1 year access or lifetime access as you wish. These are all pre-recorded courses, so you can access them anytime as per your convenience. You can access them in mobile app or desktop, and for you The price is not 22,485, it is rather 2,499 for 1 year access or 4,999 for lifetime access. You can check the link in description where without using any discount coupon code you can enroll at this discounted price because it's a discount applied link. And not yet over, you are also eligible for some more bonus. The bonus is access to various ebooks and e-resources. You are going to get access to various financial ratios ebooks, financial management related ebooks. You will get access to financial analysis related ebooks, credit analysis ebooks. Not yet over, you will also get access to other resources like test series, templates, audiobooks, video books, career guidance material, and a bonus resource. Check the link in description and enroll now.